Hello po. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. It's again. This is already the last session for verbal reasoning as this we are already in the final coaching. So I bid you good luck. And I also bid you welcome. Hopefully tonight's session will be very meaningful to you as we conclude our verbal reasoning review with a focus on the topics logical reasoning. Ano ba? Logical reasoning. Logical organization of the paragraph as well as reading comprehension. May I just ask, am I clear? My video and my audio are these clear to you? Can you please give me a feedback? Pag naririnig niyo po yung mga alulong ng aso, alam niyo na, ang ganda ng signal ko dito. Sige, so far wala namang negative comment. Okay, sige. All right, sige. So welcome po. I'd like to invite you into prayer so that we can already officially begin with our session. Heavenly Father, we come before you today as aspiring civil servants seeking your guidance and wisdom as we prepare knowledge that you are the ultimate source of knowledge and understanding. We ask for your presence to be with us during this online review of mind, focus, and the ability to retain the information we learn. Help us to understand the concepts and principles that will be tested and give us the confidence to apply them effectively. Lord, we know that success comes not only from our own efforts, but also from your divine intervention. And so we surrender our anxieties and fears to you, trusting that you will equip us with the knowledge and skills needed to pass the civil service exam. As we embark on this review journey, may we be reminded of our purpose as civil servants to make a positive impact on the lives of people we serve. Help us then to keep this goal in mind and approach our studies with passion and dedication. We thank you for the opportunity to pursue a career in public service and for the resources available to us. May this online review session be fruitful and productive, bringing us one step closer to achieving our goal. All these we ask in your most holy name. Amen. All right. So, nandito na naman po ako. Here's your coach. Coach siya. Samahan niyo po ako tonight from 7 to 9. And sana this last session that we have for verbal reasoning will be helpful in terms of preparing you. I understand, prepare na po kayo. Pero alam ko may mga kaba. Pero please know that we, especially I, from the gurongpinoy team, promises. Let's begin our session with this quote, patience. We need to really have a lot of patience. Maraming mga hurdles that come along the way, pero sige lang. Go on and go on lang. Persistence, yes, continue lang. And perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. Yung perspiration, marami na lang tayo na spell out dyan, no? Simula ng review session hanggang ngayon na malapit na yung exam. Ano ba? Last week yata ng February is your D-Day. So, lahat ng pasensya, lahat ng pagpupursige, at lahat ng pagpapawis, ibuhos na natin para sa big day. Okay? So let's start this item. In the previous sessions for the final coaching, we had identifying errors, grammar, and correct usage, and then vocabulary. Tonight, we will focus on logical organization of ideas. Sa Filipino, yung pagtatalata, and then reading comprehension. Okay? So let's get ready with item number 43. If you already at item number 43. So, paano ba pagsusunod-sunodin ang mga ideyang ito in order for us to come up with a logical paragraph? So, last time we talked about paragraph development. So, una, kakailanganin mong malaman kung ano klase ng text siya. Ano yung uri ng teksto. And then follow it through by locating the topic sentence. Pag na-locate mo na yung topic sentence and it says it's easy to locate a topic sentence because you just have to look at the beginning words or find the topic sentence because usually pronouns or transitional devices, you can eliminate them. They may be qualified as support details or concluding statements. So hahanapin natin is the one that begins with the noun, meaning ito yung paksa na pinag-uusapan sa paragraph. Sige, let's begin. A. Finally, although family violence was an old problem, almost nothing had been written about its history. So the issue provoked my curiosity as a historian. So it starts with finally. Letter B. I met people who had been involved in family violence, and in my job as a counselor, I wanted to understand why human beings beat or mutilate their children. So that dalawa na, same word, same phrases, family violence repeats in A and B. Letter C, from a psychology perspective, I wanted to find out if perpetrators can change their behavior and how victims can move beyond abuse. Letter D, my motivation for studying family violence is complex. Letter E, the ability to change family abuse patterns was important since preliminary research had shown me that this problem was widespread in our society. Yes, sa mga uma-attend ng majorship live discussion, our session will be tomorrow pa. So today is CSE day. Oh, may F. Bakit may F? Eh, yung F, I think, ito ba? Tama ba yung ginagawa ko? Bakit? Let me see. Baka nag-change when I started. Yung F, it should have been A. Sorry. I'll have to change this before I share with you the presentation. That's B, D, E, C, A. Mali yung napindot kong letter. Sorry for the proofreading issue. So kindly replace all the letter F's with A. Anyway, all of them appears at the end. Yeah. So to help us guide po, just like our usual, in the usual sessions, kindly key in the item number. So right now it's 43 dot the number of your choice. So please don't be confused with the letter F. It should have been a letter A. Mali din yung naisulat ko sa papel dito. Apologies na lang po. I will correct. But in our choices, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 choices. Okay. Para mas masanay na tayo, if you're taking the left, then you will be answering choices in letters. But if you are taking the CSE, you will be answering choices with numbers. So para mas masanay tayo, paki-write na lang po, paki-input na lang, 43 43.1, 43.2, 43.3, or 43.4? Varied yung answers natin, pero mas marami yung 2 and 3. Okay, sige. So notice that in letter A and B and D, the word family violence are mentioned. The phrase family violence is mentioned. But in letter C, there's a mention of perpetrators. So if there is an issue of violence, then there surely is a problem, ano ba, not the problem, but a victim. There surely is a victim and a perpetrator. So connected din. Yung letter E, it's family abuse patterns. So in the same light with family violence. Okay, welcome po sa mga kakapasok lang. Sige, let's check. Alin dito yung beginning? Where do we begin here? So, notice that in letter A, it says, the issue provoked my curiosity. So the my, meaning the I. Letter B says I. Letter C also mentions the I. So this is the person's experience. Letter D, my motivation. And letter E has shown me this problem. So if we are to locate our topic sentence here, I would say we begin with a D. My motivation for studying family violence is complex. Okay. Bakit sinasabi niyang complex yung desire niya to study family violence? Let's look for the next support. Alin kaya dito? So, the center of the topic is motivation for studying family violence. So, the reason why, sabi niya, complex yung motivation niya for studying family violence is because, number one, I met people who had been involved in family violence. And being a counselor, gusto niyang malaman bakit ginagawa ng mga tao ito. Why beat or mutilate children? So that's the first one, first experience shared. So, talking about being a counselor, pinasok niya na from a psychologist as a counselor, being a graduate usually of BS psychology before taking the master in guidance and counseling. From a psychology perspective, then I wanted to find out if the perpetrators can still change their behaviors. And given that children were involved in mutilation or beatings, then he wonders whether they can still move forward from the abuse or beyond abuse. Okay? So kita niyo yung yung pagkakasunod-sunod. So the next one. Surely, between letter E and letter A, hindi natin pipiliin si letter A to come next. Kasi nga, it starts with the word finally. So, what we call that a signal word. It's a transitional device used to show the sequence of event, especially finally. So, final meaning end na ito. So, that's the concluding part. So, letter E is the next letter. The ability to change family abuse patterns was important since preliminary research had shown me that this problem was widespread in our society. So this again contributes to the motivation to study violence kasi widespread na ito sa ating society. And the final reason for the final motivation violence is that Although it was an old problem, almost nothing had been written about its history, so the issue provoked my curiosity as a historian. So also, other than a counselor, the person is also a historian. Alright? So, given this, yung tamang sagot po is number 3. Alright? So, kung mali yung in-answer nyo, please take note na lang. But notice how the idea have been developed. Moving forward to 44. So, ganito pa rin yung strategy natin. Hanapin muna yung pinag-uusapan sa kwento, tap or sa salaysay or sa paragraph or sa talata, and then locate signal words that may help you. Sometimes pronouns are helpful because instead of being redundant in naming the person, change siya into a pronoun form, pero still referring to that person. Sige, take a look at number 44. One effective way is to diversify his funds to different investments like real estate, stocks, and money instruments like bonds and trust funds. B, it is always best to expand money to different investment wheels. C, a wise investor must not put all his eggs in one basket. Letter D, he should always consider the risks involved in investing his money. So in number 1, talks about strategy in investments, and here mentions his funds. Letter B, no mention of the he, but a strategy again in terms of investing. Letter C talks about a wise investor being advised how to safeguard his money. And letter D, uh, again, another advice to the he who is also the investor to consider the risks involved in investing his money. All right. So 3 and 1. Let me see. 3. Okay. So here, at least for this test item, hindi tayo mahihirapan hanapin yung topic sentence kasi nga all the choices say it's a letter C. So wag mo nang ubusin yung oras mo sa kakahanap sa kanya. Make use of the options. Alright? So we begin with a C. So ito yung mga paunang salita or yes. So the beginning words or phrases, and among them, the option agree that we're talking about a wise investor. And this paragraph gives an advice to investors how to be wise. Okay? So letter C. After letter C, ano yung nakasunod? All of you, most of you said it's number 3. So, tingnan natin if after C it is followed by a D. Let's see. So, tama? Okay. So, to avoid redundancy, a wise investor is replaced with the pronoun he. Okay? And the not putting all the eggs in one basket is in consideration of the possible risks that may arise in investments. So 1 and 2. Pero so we can eliminate number 1. If you answered 1, mali po. So we're torn between option 3 and option 4. Pero isa lang yung nag-answer ng option 4 so far. Almost all of you answered 3. So alin yung mas nauna? Alin yung dapat mauna? Si A or si B? If you are to ask me, I would go for a B. After the D, I would go for a B. Here's the reason why. So it is always best to expand. So, di ba, considering the risks, the advice is considering the risks involved in investing his money, then it is always best that the money be expanded to different investment wheels. And what are these investment wheels? These include, which lead us to move forward to A. These include investing in real estate or in stocks or in money instruments like that of bonds and trust funds. So the best answer here is 4 if you're to ask me. So congratulations to those who answered 4. Okay? So, ganun yun. May mga words, may mga salita na nagli-lead you to another idea presented in the next sentence. So, gamitin nyo yon as a clue. Alright? I hope the strategies are helping you so far. Let's move to number 45. It is very essential to have social media presence. However, personal blogs serve as web domains. Most people, including celebrities and businessmen, have blogs nowadays. Therefore, building them will help anyone in promoting himself or his business. Apparently, blogs are like our offices, only they are on the internet. What do you think? Please label item 45 and then the choice. Your choice. So 45.1, 45.2, so on. Tingnan natin yung mga paunang salita. It. So it's a pronoun. Usually we don't begin our paragraph with the word it. Because the word it is vague. Ano ba yun? Pero yung pinag-uusapan dito is blogs. Okay? Notice in letter C, we have a signal word there, a transitional device, therefore. So moving forward. And then letter D, apparently. Blogs are like our offices. Sige, we're torn between 2 and 1. Sige. Let's check. Pero we agree that letter B is our topic sentence. Okay, ito sila. Oh! Na-reveal ko na kaagad. Sige, allow me to walk you through to the answer. So, ito yung number 1. Okay. Sige, suppose hindi nyo nakita yung answer key. So, most people, including celebrities and businessmen, have blogs nowadays. So, we begin with this statement. Then, so, the phrase, have blogs nowadays. All right? Because these blogs are like our offices. Only they are on the internet. All right? Then, it is very vital to have social media presence. So, just like the blog. But, or however, it's really different to have personal blogs because personal blogs serve as web domains. So, okay lang na may blog, pero iba talaga if you have it personalized. Therefore, building them, which refers to personal blogs, will help anyone in promoting himself or his business. So the word therefore there is one of the conjunctions used for or transitional device used for concluding statements. Usually it comes with therefore, in summary, to wrap up, to conclude, in conclusion, parang ganun sila. right? Sometimes ako, I'm very fond of the use of the word hence. Pareho lang sila ng therefore. Therefore, or hence, building them will help anyone in promoting himself or his business. Yeah. So, syempre, yung conclusion, usually sa ending siya. And at least here in this test, it has a signal for conclusion. All right? So, congratulations to those who answered one. 46. Filipino naman tayo. Kailangan lamang na handa siya sa mga reaksyon pagkatapos maipost ito. Sino yung tinutukoy na siya? Hanapin natin. Uso na ngayon ang pagbablog. Alright. Letter C. May nagsasabing mabuti ito. Alin yung tinutukoy na ito? Dahil naipapahayag ng isang tao ang kaniyang kaisipan at kalooban sa iba. So ano ito na tumutulong sa mga tao magpahayag ng kanilang kaisipan at kalooban? D. Ang pagbablog ay tulad ng pagsulat sa tala-arawan o pagkakaroon ng isang portfolio ng iba't ibang katha pero sa halip na kalderno ay sa isang website ito ipinopost. Ang ipinopost na blog ay mababasa ng mga taong may interes sa paksang sinulat. So, take a look. We're torn between starting it with a letter D, ang pagbablog, or starting it with a letter B. Uso na ngayon ang pagbablog. So, where do we start? Okay, so 2 and 3 and 4. So some of you says start with D, others start with A. Pero notice, merong mga paragraph na i-develop in a direct way. Meaning, it begins with a topic sentence and is developed with support details and concluded with a clincher, we call it clincher, or a concluding statement. Pero, to make it more engaging, minsan, strategy rin ng isang writer na gumamit ng hook. Yung hook, tawag natin, it generates different names. Sometimes we call it a hook, sometimes we call it attention getter. Okay? So, the hook or the attention getter is not necessarily the topic sentence. So, pero, kasi yung purpose niya is to get the attention of the reader, then usually, it is used at the start. So, minsan, nauunahan niya yung topic sentence. And anyway, our rule for writing a paragraph is that the topic sentence does not necessarily need to be the first statement. There are paragraphs where topic sentences are put in the middle or even, may be found at the beginning, at the middle, and rarely at the end. Pero it also happens. But attention getters, or we call them hook, are always found at the beginning of the paragraph and may be followed by a topic sentence. But the attention getter is still connected with the topic or the topic sentence. So dito, if you are to ask me between B, letter B, and letter D, I would begin with letter B. So this is the hook. Uso na ngayon ang pagbablog. 4 ba? So, uso na ngayon ang pagbablog. So, sinabi niya na uso. And when you are reading the paragraph, you have the tendency either you agree or disagree. And either you disagree or either you agree or disagree, it still prompts you to read on so that you can confirm kung pareho nga kayong perception about vlogging. So, ano yung kasunod dito? Ito yung topic sentence niya. Ang pagbablog ay tulad ng pagsulat sa tala-arawan o pagkakaroon ng isang portfolio, pero instead na sa kwaderno ay sa isang website ipinopost. So let's see. B, D. So now we're torn between 2 and 3. Alin kaya? So we eliminate 1 and 4. Mali silang dalawa. So sa isang website ito ipinopost. Okay? So that's the next one. And it is proceeded instead with a C with a letter E. So, di ba, nag-end siya ng sa website ito ipinopost. Ang ipinost na blog ay mababasa ng mga taong may interest sa paksang isinulat. And because mababasa siya ng mga taong may interest, then ito ay nakabubuti kasi naipapahayag niya ang kanyang kalooban at kaisipan sa iba. So, when people who have the same interest read his thoughts and ideas or feelings, then it serves its purpose. Yung kailangan lang niyang paghandaan is people may have different responses to what he posted. So, if you are to ask me, that's number 3, yung pagkakasunod-sunod. Okay? It's okay. Pero sometimes it happens. When you take the exam, ito yung alam mo na sagot. But iba yung tinuldukan mo or shinade mo. It helps if you read through again or counter-check again your answers. Alright? 47. Gaya ng pagtula, ay mahalagang matutuhan ang tamang paraan ng sabayang pagbigkas. So, dalawa yung mini-mention dito. That's why letter A came after C. So, the correct order is 3. So, dito, gaya ng pagtula. So, ano yung pinag-uusapan ng kasing na katulad ng pagtula? Matutuhan ang tamang paraan ng sabayang pagbigkas. So here, it's revealed. So we're talking about pagtula, gaya ng pagtula at sabayang pagbigkas. Ang sabayang pagbigkas ay isang masining na paraan ng pagbigkas ng tula. Nakatutulong din ito upang mahasa sa wastong pagbigkas ng madamdamin at sa pagkakaroon ng malawak na pag-unawa sa tulang binasa. D. Ito ay isang mabisang paraan sa paglinang ng pagpapahalaga sa isang tulang nabasa. Ano yung tinutukoy na ito? Pagtula or sabayang pagbigkas? E. Nakatutulong ito upang malinang ang pagkakaroon ng tiwala sa sarili at kakayahan sa pagharap sa maraming tao at sa pagganap sa tanghalan. So, the topic sentence except for letter A. So, we're torn between starting it with an A or starting it with a B. Pero, yung answers dito are 3 and 4. And 3 and 4 both start with letter B. So, let's see. Okay, tingnan natin yung mga paunang salita. Okay. So, nakatutulong din ito. Ito ay nakatutulong ito. So, we agree with the letter B. So, this is our 1. So, we're talking about sabayang pagbigkas. Tapos, alin kaya dito? Okay. So, when letter B introduced, what sabayang pagbigkas is, number 2, elaborates it. So, ito ay isang mabisang paraan sa paglinang ng pagpapahalaga sa isang tulang na basa. Okay. So, dito pa lang, alam mo na. So, for example, sure na sure ka that letter B and letter D yung magkasunod, and the choices says there's only one number, that's number 3, wag mo nang ituloy. So, to save time, shade number 3 and then move to the next item. So, you're saving time for the other difficult items. Okay? That's also a strategy for time management in taking the examination. Pero just to walk through, bakit D? So, di ba, in number 2, pagpapahalaga sa isang tulang na basa. The tula is introduced. And so, it's only logical to proceed it with letter A. Gaya ng pagtula, may mahalagang matutuhan ang tamang paraan ng pagsabayang pagbigkas. At ano yung mga tamang paraan? Gaya ng tula ay mahalaga. Okay, so that's one. We move then to letter E. Nakatutulong ito upang malinang. So yung tamang paraan ng sabayang pagbigkas ay makatutulong upang malinang ang pagkakaroon ng tiwala sa sarili at kakayahan sa pagharap sa maraming tao at sa pagganap sa tanghalan. Also, nakatutulong din ito upang mahasa sa wastong pagbigkas ng madamdamin at pagkakaroon ng malawak at napag-unawa sa tulang binasa. So notice how the paragraph unfolded itself until finally we see the logical arrangement of ideas. So indeed, it's a 3. Very good. Number 48. Maaari ring palakasin, pahinain, pataasin, paliitin, o gawing masining ng mga tauhan ang kanilang tinig upang maging angkop sa mensahe ng akdang binabasa. B. Gaya ng sabayang pagbigkas, ang Reader's Theater ay isang malikhaing pagbigkas. C. Ipinahahayag ito gamit ang malikhaing tinig o angkop na damdamin upang higit na maunawaan. Letter D. Ang kaibahan lamang nito ay hindi na kailangang isaulo ang linya o bahaging gagampanan ng mga tauhan. So notice that in letter A, that's a strategy on how to do Reader's Theater. Letter B introduces what Reader's Theater is. It is the same with sabayang pagbigkas. In letter C, it tells us what happens in a Reader's Theater. And in letter D, it states the difference between a Reader's Theater and sabayang pagbigkas. So, paano natin pagsusunod-sunodin ito? Because all the choices say we begin with a B. So, B. So, here we talk about Reader's Theater. Because the first statement says, gaya ng sabayang pagbigkas, meaning, in the next details that we will see, it states the similarities between the two, sabayang pagbigkas at Reader's Theater. Pero letter B is followed by a D. Yes, tama po si Sir Ponpon. It should be number 2. It should be followed with a D. To contrast yung ipinresenta na gaya ng sabayang pagbigkas. So, the details you will see are all comparisons or yung detaling ito, makikita natin ito sa sabayang pagbigkas. Kasi almost pareho sila. na malikaing pagbigkas. Okay? Pero number 2 states, ang kaibahan lamang nito, meaning the Reader's Theater, ang kaibahan lamang ng Reader's Theater ay hindi na kailangang isaulo ang linya o bahaging gagampanin ng mga tauhan. On the contrary, yung sabayang pagbigkas or verse choir, kailangang memorized yung pyesa so that the persons or the presenters can effectively deliver, perform their rendition of a certain piece. Okay? So that's a D. Followed, Ma'am Pon pala, I'm sorry. So letter D. Then it is followed by letter C. Now, naipresenta ng D yung difference ng dalawa. Letter number 3, same yung nangyayari sa sabayang pagbigkas at Reader's Theater. So sa Reader's Theater, ipinahahayag gamit ang malikhaing tinig o angkop. Yung malikhaing tinig o angkop ay sinusuportahan ng letter A kasi pwedeng palakasin, pahinain, pataasin, paliitin o gawing mas sining ng mga tauhan ng kanilang tinig. So, that's a B, D, C, A pattern. It's a number 2. Alright? I hope clear ito. Let's go to number 49. Isa ito sa mga natatanging bahagi ng pagpapakita ng aspektong panrelihiyon, lalo na ng mga Kristiyano. So ano yung ito? Letter B. Isang prosesyon. Ang idinaraos sa pagdiriwang na ito, okay, ano yung ito? Letter C. Ito ay ang pagdiriwang sa paghahanap ng banal na cross. Pero ano yung ito? And letter D says, tuwing sasapit sa buwan ng Mayo, may isang tradisyong Pilipino na ginagawa sa maraming puok Kristiyano sa ating bansa. So, we have 2 choices. 1 and 4 says we begin with isang prosesyon. And 2 and 3 says we begin with tuwing sasapit sa buwan ng Mayo, may isang tradisyon. Okay. So, you're torn between 2 and 3. Pero everyone agrees we start with a D. Okay? So, eliminate na yung 1 and 4 choices. Okay. So, it's a 1. So, may isang tradisyon tuwing Mayo na ginagawa sa mga puok Kristiyano sa buong bansa. Ano yung tradisyon na ito? So, kailangan nating pangalanan. And that is preceded by a letter C. Kasi sa letter C, pinangalanan ang specific na tradisyong ito. Ito ay Santa Cruzan. Okay? Ano yung Santa Cruzan? Ito ay pagdiriwang kung saan may isang prosesyon at sa prosesyong ito, inililibot ang cross na dala ng Reyna Emperatriz kasama ang anak na si Constantino. At ito ay isang natatanging bahagi ng pagpapakita ng Kristyanismo sa bansa. So, the correct order should be D, C, B, A. And very good if you answered 2. D, B. Okay. Sa letter B kasi hindi pa siya pinangalanan. Alright? Yung pagpapangalan sa Santa Cruzan allows us to elaborate what it is more. So, for me, it is only more logical to begin with a C, naming the tradition, and then elaborating what happens during that specific in that specific tradition. All right? So it's a 2. 50. Okay. So tapos na yung logical reasoning. Pero since maikli lang yung pag-uusapan natin tonight, I prepared additional items for logical reasoning and reading comprehension after we discussed until items 60. So move na tayo sa part 5. Practice naman tayo sa reading comprehension. Okay. So, sa reading comprehension naman, just allow me to recap the strategy. If I were to be asked how to save time in terms of responding to reading comprehension tests, I would say that we always begin with reading the question first and then reading the choices. Kasi pag nabasa natin yung question, mas alam natin kung ano yung hahanapin natin sa teksto. At kapag ganyan yung proseso, sometimes hindi natin mauubos, mabasa yung buong teksto, even if especially if it's very long. For example, in a question that requires you to simply scan, then papapasadahan lang yung mga linya and spot the specific word or details na hinahanap. Pero kapag hinahanap naman yung tungkol sa mensahe or main idea ng text, then that requires you to really read the whole text para mas maintindihan. Pero in this case, for example, vocab building, what does the word nirvana mean? So, is it a great rock, dream world, achieving perfection, or freedom from care and pain? If I take a look at the first paragraph, wala akong nakikitang nirvana. So if I am taking the test on that day, hindi ko siya babasahin. I will proceed to paragraph 2 where the word is repeatedly mentioned. Okay? So I'll proceed to that. If a man reaches nirvana, he rises above the dream world. So dream world rises above the dream world. How? He stops wanting praise or property or power. The dream of life cannot hurt him then. Buddha asked, who is a happy man? His answer was this: the man who has reached nirvana is like a great rock. The wind does not make the rock tremble. Nirvana freezes man from fear and pain. It also freezes him from rebirth. So, marami sa iyo nag-answer ng, let me see, iba-iba. So, na-mention si Great Rock. Pero, Nirvana is like a great rock. Bakit? Kasi hindi daw siya, yung rock daw, hindi nagtitremble even with a strong wind. And if we compare the person who reaches nirvana to a rock, hindi nagtitremble ang isang tao from fear or from pain, does not want praise, does not want property, does not want power. That does not want, but becomes indifferent to these things. And when the person becomes indifferent to praise, to property, or power, meaning wala na siyang pake, then he is frozen from fear and from pain. Okay? Kita niyo yung yung logic? So, if that is the direction of our discussion, yung sagot na hinahanap natin dito is hindi 3. Notice, nirvana is not achieving perfection. Kasi nga, sabi niya, the dream life cannot hurt him. And what's the dream life? The dream life of the many is to have power, to have a lot of property, to be praised and recognized by many. Pero, if the person reaches nirvana, wala na siyang pake dito. So, it's not number 3. Great rock is also not the end point. Kasi nga, it's just a figure of speech to show a comparison between a man who reaches nirvana and a rock. So, not even one. Number 2, dream world. Sa nirvana, wala na siyang pake sa dream world. Okay? Hindi na siya, cannot hurt him then. The dream of life cannot hurt him then. If you were to ask me, the answer is freedom from care and pain. Ito yon. Nirvana freezes man from fear and pain, especially with the explanation from above. Okay. Maraming salamat po, Sir Vincent. So, it's a 4. Okay? So, I hope I did clarify this part. Pero the strategy is you may skip to save time, skip the first part. It does not help in answering the question number 50. Let's move to number 51. So, according to Buddha, true happiness lies in, di ba na-understand mo na yung nirvana in item number 50. If you fully understand what nirvana means, there is actually no need for you to read the whole text. You can just continue with, because it says nirvana is true happiness, reaching true happiness, where you are free from fear and from pain. You are free from any care in the world. I think if you are enrolled, if you have enrolled in the CSE review, I think you will be given that chance to do the replay. So, true happiness lies in fulfilling one's dreams, the number of things a man gets, in one's freedom from worldly matters, one's immeasurable appraisal and achievements. Let's say kung may nag-answer ng 1. May nag-answer ba? Sige. Number 1 is not the correct answer. Fulfilling one's dreams, sabi ni Nirvana, the dreams of life cannot hurt him then. So, wala. It's not true happiness. If it is not even true happiness if one fulfills his dreams of getting a house and lot, for example, or passing the CSE. So kasi doon nag-aspire pa lang tayo, so we have not reached nirvana according to Buddha. Okay? The number of things a man gets is also not a correct answer. Sabi niya, he stops wanting property. So, the number of things a man gets, that's also resources acquisition. So, wala na. Number 4, one's immeasurable appraisal and achievements. And sabi ni Buddha, the one who reaches nirvana stops wanting praise, property, or power. So, kahit innumerous yung nakuha mong awards and praises, achievements, does not matter to a man who reaches nirvana. So 1, 2, and 4 are eliminated. Very good if you answered 3. Because to be indifferent or to be free from being enslaved by praise, power, or property, meaning the person has already moved to attain freedom from worldly matters. The worldly matters here are praises or achievements, property, power. So it's a 3 for me. And also as supported by the text. Okay? Sige, last item. Also here, di ba 50, 51, and 52, 50 clarifies what nirvana is. And nirvana is true happiness, which is clarified by item 51. So again, no need to read the text to save time. Which of the following determines a true Buddhist? 1. A person who tries to get rid of worldly thoughts and feelings. So a true Buddhist is the one that has reached nirvana or true happiness. That's how 50 and 51 unfolded to number 52. 2. A student who perseveres and works his way up into becoming the valedictorian. 3. An OFW parent who sacrificed a lot to provide food and quality education for his children. And number 4, a teacher who laments over poor test results of her students and compromises to help them get good scores. So notice, if for Christians, diba, these are all good works. You take a look at 1, 2, 3, and 4. These may describe you as a good Christian or even a good Muslim. Pero according to Buddha, the others here are not in consideration. So everyone agrees with a 1. That's very good. So, kasi yung nirvana, true happiness, is freedom from worldly matters. Freedom from being enslaved by worldly matters. So number 1 says, a person who tries to get rid of worldly thoughts and feelings. So hindi niya na iniisip when he has already freed himself from this enslavement, from praises or achievements, property or power, then true Buddhist na siya. He has already reached nirvana. Pero si number 2, may wanting for praise pa siya. Wanted to become a valedictorian. Si number 3, wanted to have praise also, gratitude from the children, and at the same time, with the children and working abroad, then acquisition of properties. Si number 4, wanting of praise pa din. It's an achievement to have the students achieve as well. So they have not yet reached nirvana. So it's a 1. Very good. Another text naman tayo. If you are a student who intends to study at a language school outside your country, it is best to, let's read the choices first before reading the text kahit maikli lang siya. 1. Read more English texts as much as possible. 2. List your own expectations to have something to look forward to. 3. Speak English more often, especially with other students in the school, or find some information from those who have been to a language school. So, alin yung mga strategy dito ang pinresenta ng teksto? You should always try to find out as much as possible information before you choose a school. So 1, choosing a school, you need to find information. How do you find information? In particular, you should try to talk to other students from your own country who have been to a language school to find what you should expect. So in particular, talk to other students. Very good. So it is spelled out. Ito yon. Spelled out in number 4, item 4. See? Dapat pang mabilisan. Okay? For you to save time. To make use for other more difficult test items. Pero don't do it haphazardly naman, di ba? Sayang din naman yung 1 point na makakuha ka ng correct sa item na yon. The earliest leader in British history was a blank. Ito yung, when I talked earlier about scanning, ito yung example na ito. So, iisang detalye lang yung hinahanap. So, you don't need to read the whole text. Ano ba yung hinahanap natin? Earliest leader in British history na isang king, isang queen, isang prince, o isang prime minister. Okay? Let's take a look. Let's read the text. Heroes and heroines are often leaders who fought against a more powerful enemy. The earliest leader in Britain history was Queen Bodicea. So stop ka nang mag-read. End there. So the earliest leader in British history was Queen